Hey guys, Terronicle here, and welcome back to another episode of Terronicle Reviews. I know it's been a while. It's been like 4 days since the last episode, which really isn't that long, but I don't even know. I really needed to check, and whatever. Okay, I'm getting off track already, but yeah, welcome back, guys. And by the way, I think I'm gonna start doing these like weekly or like 2 a week. I don't know. I'm still working that out. I'll make like a small update video quickly on how that schedule is gonna play out. But yeah, in this episode, sorry, I needed to check my mic quickly. But yeah, in this episode we are going to be reviewing Toa Melee by AJ Suggs. I hope I pronounced that right on YouTube, because where else would it be from? And yeah, this one's a little bit of an interesting one to talk about. And by the way, the fun fact: the first time I ever watched this was on Christmas 2016, Christmas morning. That had nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to save it. But yeah, this one's a little bit of an interesting one to talk about because I would say that the only incredible part about it is the effects in it. Like, the effects for and the animation is pretty decent. Like, it's like 8 out of 10. The actual character movement is like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. But when you throw the effects on it, the animation in this one gets an easy 10 out of 10 just because of the effects. And the effects, while they can be a bit like extreme sometimes, most of the time they look really good and they are really good effects. So yeah, that's definitely the highlight of this animation. However, the other two attributes that I judge, which is presentation and story there. Alright, so the story is actually pretty average. It's basically just Tahu and Gali beating up Onua because he has a skull spider on his mask. What? Oh my goodness. He has a skull spider on his face. Why did I mess that up? And I just realized I stole that line from a Tectonic Films video. Sorry, Tech, please don't copyright me. I do not own. By the way, I do not own this clip, and there will be spoilers. I always forget to mention that. But you know what? I'm going to. Yeah. All rights go to AJ Suggs. Yeah, I sounded like I said AJ Suggs. I am getting off topic so easily. But yeah. So the story is pretty basic. Yeah, it's about Tahu and Gali beating up Onua. Because he has a skull spider. It's just basically just your kind of average like fight animation, which yeah, which is I'm fine with. And normally, if one like aspect is kind of low, I would want another aspect to be really high to kind of balance it out. And here it is. It has a kind of weak story. Or I mean, no, not weak story. Its story area has its story and presentation is kind of weak, but its animation is like so phenomenal that yeah, I'm fine with it. But yeah, probably the weakest part about this is actually the set and character design. Okay, well here, let's start with the set design. The set design is one where it's just on a table, and normally if it's a standalone stop motion like this, then I wouldn't really like that, because I think there should have been more effort put into the set, because it is kind of like its standalone thing. But here, I can kind of see, I can excuse it a little bit more than normal, because you can tell that the main focus here was on the effects and not the actual setting. And for what he did, he has characters almost flung off the table, there's characters like dangling off, there's characters like flying up from under it. So yeah, he really takes advantage of the actual environment, even if the environment isn't that good. But the weakest part of this for me is probably the character design. And I'm talking about the character design from the beginning of the stop motion, because as the stop motion progresses, they actually get upgraded with more armor, and they look really cool there. But the biggest problem I have with this is honestly something that's not even that bad. But in the beginning, Gali has a gearbox attached to her back, and the arms of her aren't attached to the gearbox. They're attached to the arm pieces of the actual torso piece, and it just leaves the gearbox there with the 4 open ball joints there. And I don't know why he did that, because he could have so easily just taken it off and then put on another armor piece. I know that with Tahu, he has the same deal, but he actually has armor pieces on them, so that's actually not as bad. And I probably should have checked actually. Gali might Actually, now Galley might get like armor pieces on the gearbox as the Anasar. I don't remember because I just rewatched it like an hour ago, and I don't remember. I think Galley might actually the ball joints might get covered up when the characters get upgraded, but I'm talking about from the start. Yeah, the character design is the character design of Galley and Tahu, because the character design of Onua is, but the overall the actual character design is basically just, it looks like he just took the sets and kind of just swapped the pieces around, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But yeah, so Onua's character design is fine. It's just, yeah, Galley and Tahu starting out isn't that good in my opinion. It's kind of distracting. I'm even through the amazing effects. Yeah, yeah, the lackluster character design is kind of distracting at times. But yeah, like I said though, the effects and animation are definitely the highlight for this. It gets an easy 10 out of 10. And I will say though, if this didn't have that good effects, I probably would have just passed up reviewing it, because it honestly probably wouldn't have been that, like, it probably wouldn't have been, I probably wouldn't have found it actually good enough to review, because yeah, it would have just been kind of like, because the character design would have just been kind of lacking, and the set would have been kind of lacking, and it would have just had kind of like a decent animation probably wouldn't have saved it for me. Or I mean, it wouldn't have made it bad. I just wouldn't have reviewed it, because I normally would only review things that I think are like really extraordinary, like this animation with the effects, and the animation on itself is actually really good. I will give it that. But yeah, so yeah, with the effects and the amazing animation, yeah, I definitely recommend it for Vev, at least for them alone. If you're fine with the character and set design and it just sounds like I'm being a nitpicky douchebag, then yeah, then you'll definitely enjoy it. You'll definitely enjoy it a million times more than I did. Now, I still enjoyed it, and I think that just reflects the overall quality of it. So overall, animation 10 out of 10, story 7 out of 10, and sorry, I just need to check what I get. Presentation 6 out of 10. Overall 23 out of 30. I definitely recommend it. Yeah, like I said, at least for the effects and animation. But yeah, if you're not insanely nitpicky like I am, then yeah, you'll definitely really enjoy it. I still enjoyed it anyway. I went through all this already. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the review.